If you are a man over 50 taking creatine without magnesium glycinate, you are flushing nearly half of it down the drain. But muscle and money are not even the biggest loss here. There is a brain effect, a hormonal shift, and a cellular aging discovery that researchers literally called unexpected, and I am going to walk you through all of it. The last one will genuinely stop you in your tracks. Stay here. Comment active right now to get my free 30-day workout plan built specifically for men over 50. It costs you nothing. Now let us get into it. Why your creatine is not working without magnesium glycinate. Nobody in the supplement space wants to tell you this because it would expose how much money you have been wasting. Creatine cannot fully convert into usable energy without magnesium. That is not an opinion. That is basic biochemistry. Your body relies on an enzyme called creatine kinase to convert creatine into phosphocreatine, which is the actual fuel your muscles and brain run on. Here is the problem that nobody talks about. Creatine kinase is a magnesium-dependent enzyme. Without sufficient magnesium present, that conversion is impaired. A 2023 study published in the journal Nutrients confirmed that low intracellular magnesium reduces creatine phosphorylation efficiency by up to 40%. 40%. You are paying for a full serving and your body is only using 60 cents of every dollar. That is not a supplement problem. That is a pairing problem. Now after 50, this becomes significantly worse. Your kidneys begin excreting magnesium at a higher rate. Your gut absorbs less of it with age. Common medications that millions of men over 50 take daily, including proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux, certain blood pressure medications, and diuretics, actively deplete magnesium from your system. So before you even open your creatine tub, your body is already running on a magnesium deficit. And your natural creatine production drops approximately 8% per decade after 40, meaning by your mid-50s your body is making substantially less of it on its own compared to your younger years. When you stack both together, researchers at the University of Western Australia described the result as a complementary cofactor loop. The magnesium activates the enzyme that processes the creatine, and the creatine supports the cellular energy pathways that help your cells retain magnesium more efficiently. They sustain each other. And before you ask why magnesium glycinate specifically, here is the answer. Magnesium oxide, the version filling the shelves at most pharmacies, has a bioavailability of roughly 4%. You are essentially buying expensive urine. Magnesium citrate is better but carries a strong laxative effect. And trust me, when you are over 50, you do not need any extra urgency in your life. Magnesium glycinate absorbs at 80 to 90%, crosses the blood-brain barrier effectively, causes zero gastrointestinal issues, and carries an attached glycine molecule that functions as a calming neurotransmitter in your brain. Same price range as the inferior versions. Zero logical reason to choose anything else. The brain effect that starts in 72 hours and the testosterone shift nobody expected. Most men over 50 think creatine is for gym bros loading up before a bench press. That misconception is costing you one of the most powerful brain and hormone interventions available without a prescription. And I need you to pay close attention here, because this is where things get genuinely surprising. A 2023 research team at Forest Research Institute gave adults over 50 this exact combination daily and used magnetic resonance spectroscopy to measure what happened inside the brain. Within 72 hours, they detected a measurable increase in phosphocreatine concentration in the prefrontal cortex. Not after weeks, not after months. 72 hours. The prefrontal cortex is the region responsible for decision-making, working memory, and complex reasoning. It is also the first region to show energy decline as you age. When it starts running low on fuel, you forget why you walked into a room, you lose words mid-conversation, and your focus becomes unreliable. More energy delivered to that region means sharper thinking, faster recall, and a brain that actually keeps up with you. A 2024 meta-analysis published in Psychopharmacology reviewed 14 studies on adults over 45 and found creatine improved short-term memory by an average of 16% and processing speed by 13%. Here is the fact that will reframe everything for you. Your brain uses 20% of your total creatine stores despite being only 2% of your body weight. After 50, your brain and your muscles are competing for a shrinking creatine pool. Supplementing externally removes that competition completely. Both systems get what they need. Now the testosterone piece, and stay with me here because this connection is rarely made. A 2021 study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that creatine supplementation combined with resistance training in men over 50 increased dihydrotestosterone, the most potent androgen in the male body, by up to 56%. Simultaneously, a landmark study published in Biological Trace Element Research established a direct and statistically significant correlation between serum magnesium levels and free testosterone in men over 65. Higher magnesium equaled meaningfully higher testosterone. Lower magnesium equaled the opposite. So creatine is improving your androgenic environment, while magnesium glycinate is increasing the bioavailability of the testosterone your body is already producing. No synthetic hormones, no prescriptions, just two supplements working together to support what your body is naturally trying to do. The cardiovascular discovery and the cellular aging effect that shocked researchers. I promised you the most shocking effect last, and I am delivering on that right now. But first, I need to set the stage with something that affects every man watching this, whether you feel it yet or not. Cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of men over 50 worldwide. Not cancer, not accidents, your heart. And here is a statistic that should make you deeply uncomfortable. Subclinical magnesium deficiency, meaning your levels are low enough to cause damage but not low enough to appear on a standard blood test, affects an estimated 68% of American adults. In men over 50, that number is even higher. A review published in Open Heart Journal in 2018 linked subclinical magnesium deficiency to increased risk of hypertension, arterial calcification, cardiac arrhythmia, and sudden cardiac death, from a mineral that costs pennies per day to supplement. Clinical research shows magnesium glycinate supplementation reduces systolic blood pressure by an average of 5.6 millimeters of mercury. Epidemiological data confirms that even a 5 millimeter reduction in systolic blood pressure corresponds to a 14% reduction in stroke risk. That is not a trivial number. And creatine? A 2022 study in the journal Amino Acids demonstrated that creatine supplementation improved endothelial function in older adults. Your endothelium is the thin cellular lining of your blood vessels, and its health is one of the strongest predictors of cardiovascular disease risk. Creatine is supporting it through cellular energy metabolism and emerging antioxidant mechanisms that researchers are still actively studying. Now here is the part one have been building toward. In early 2024, McMaster University published research that sent genuine ripples through the longevity science community. They studied muscle satellite cells in men over 55. Satellite cells are the stem cells of your muscles. They are the repair crew that activates after damage, multiplies, and rebuilds broken-down muscle fibers. After 50, your satellite cell pool is roughly half of what it was at 30. This is the primary biological reason older men lose muscle mass faster, recover more slowly, and get injured more easily. It is not laziness. It is cellular biology working against you. What the McMaster team found was that creatine supplementation combined with resistance training reactivated dormant satellite cells in men over 55 at rates comparable to men in their 30s. The researchers themselves used the word unexpected to describe what they observed. But here is where magnesium glycinate makes this discovery complete. Satellite cell activation depends on a biological pathway called mTOR, the master switch for muscle protein synthesis and cellular regeneration. A 2023 paper in Aging Cell confirmed that magnesium deficiency directly impairs mTOR signaling in aged muscle tissue, blunting the entire regenerative response regardless of training intensity or creatine intake. Magnesium repletion restored mTOR function to levels approaching those seen in significantly younger subjects. Creatine is reactivating your dormant muscle stem cells. Magnesium glycinate is ensuring the master growth pathway those stem cells depend on is fully operational. One without the other is an incomplete strategy. Together, they are signaling your aging body to respond decades younger at the cellular level. The exact protocol to follow and everything else you need to know. You have the science. Now here is exactly what to do with it. For creatine monohydrate, take 5 grams daily at any time of day. You do not need a loading phase. Modern research confirms that consistent daily dosing reaches full muscle and brain saturation within 3 to 4 weeks without the bloating and discomfort that loading phases cause. Consistency every single day is what drives results, not timing or elaborate protocols. I linked the exact creatine I use personally in the description below. It is what I trust with my own health daily. Go check it out. For magnesium glycinate, take 300 to 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium in the evening, 1 to 2 hours before bed. Pay attention to the word elemental because this trips people up constantly. A capsule might say 1,000 milligrams of magnesium glycinate on the label, but the actual elemental magnesium content inside may only be 100 to 150 milligrams. Read your label carefully and target 300 to 400 milligrams of actual magnesium, not the compound weight. Taking it before bed lets the glycine calm your nervous system, deepen your sleep. And since deep sleep is when your body secretes the majority of its growth hormone, you are indirectly amplifying muscle repair, fat metabolism, and cellular regeneration while you sleep. Your nighttime supplement is doing serious daytime work. One thing I will not leave this video without addressing. Creatine monohydrate has over 700 peer-reviewed studies confirming its long-term safety. The kidney damage myth that has been circulating for decades came from a single misinterpreted 1998 case study involving a patient who already had pre-existing kidney disease. Every major sports science and health authority in the world, including the International Society of Sports Nutrition, the American College of Sports Medicine, and the European Food Safety Authority, has confirmed creatine is safe for long-term use in healthy adults. If someone in your life is still repeating that kidney myth in 2024, they are working from information that is a quarter century out of date. You are not too old to build real muscle. You are not too old to think sharply. You are not too old to feel strong, vital, and fully alive. The research confirms it. Your biology is still capable of responding. You just need to give it the right tools and stop letting outdated assumptions make your health decisions for you. Comment active below right now, and I will send you my completely free 30-day workout plan designed specifically for men over 50. I built it to pair directly with this protocol, and it will cost you absolutely nothing. Share this video with a man over 50 who needs to hear it. Subscribe because I release content like this every single week. And I will see you in the next one.